Close your eyes and open your ears, children. What can you hear? Beyond the roar of the cataract and the clamour of countless souls, beyond the cries of hawkers, beyond the thump of pistons and the rattling of rails, beyond the tall and ironclad walls of the city, you hear it, don't you? That whisper, just upon the edge of hearing, that gentle, terrible rhythm, rising and falling like the chest of a vast and predatory beast aslumber. That is the leaf music. When I was as young as you are today, we elves were the harmony to that mighty melody. We would dance and flow through the forest without fear or footprint, and the trees knew us and welcomed us as friends. I still do not know what changed. Did we forget the words to the song, the steps to the dance? Or did the music change? All I know is that one day, after thousands of years, we began to lose our way. At first, those who walked into the trees didn't come back. And then the farms began to disappear, and villages and towns. My mother, your great-grandmother, was one of the few scouts who returned. She spoke of ruins where bright houses had stood only days before. Ruins centuries old, overgrown with moss and bramble, and echoing laughter. And so we fled the ravening forest, here, to Glimmer Falls. We laughed at them, you know, the Lord's Seven. We of the forest thought them very strange to build their towers high upon this rock, to plant their artificial gardens, silly little simulacra of the mighty groves of the true forest. Yet there was precious little laughter on the day we sought sanctuary, as the very roads we trod were swallowed up behind us. They took us in, and more they did that day. Mighty arcane deeds that would seem impossible to you today in this world drained of its magic. But that's a story for another time.
We merry band of thieves and ever vigilant vigilantes sequestered underneath the bourgeoisie. In the shadow of the wall where they still tell tales of a gilded age before the world was blighted by the fading and the forest pushed us all inside. We welcome you to Born to Die.
Hello, and welcome to Born to Die. I'm your host and GM, Thomas, for this game using a somewhat simplified and hacked version of the Blades in the Dark system. And I'm joined by my co-host, Reed.
Hello, I'm Reed, and I'm also your GM. If you would like to know more about the rules of the game and the small changes we've made to it, you can hear us talking about that in episode 0.
Hold up. Wait, Reed, you're also the GM? However is that going to work?
Well, as a general rule, one of us will be the main director of any given scene. The other GM might play a supporting character in that scene, might assist in managing behind-the-scene mechanisms, or might be preparing for a completely different scene that they're going to run in the near future. One other rule that we've come up with is that we won't pass non-player characters back and forth, so if one of us ends up playing Brom the Barkeep when the party stops at a tavern, that GM will always play Brom the Barkeep when the party returns. But this is also an experiment, so we're just going to figure things out as we go.
I can't wait for this experiment to explode in our faces. But of course, we're not the only ones here. We have wonderful players to inflict our chaos upon.
Hi, I am Natane, and I play Finraya Edsley.
Hello, I am Carissa, and I am playing Alara Phelan.
Hi, I'm Drew, and I play Kovlandril.
Hi, I'm Greta, and I play Birdie. And I can't remember Birdie's last name.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I play Starless Thrain.
Wonderful. Are we ready to get started?
Yeah. We open on the great eye in the nighttime sky as it slowly pans its gaze across the landscape. Soft light from its pale blue iris gently illuminates the world below. As the eye's focus reaches the edge of the horizon, its watch ends. The eye closes, and for but a moment the world seems to hold its breath, as it is left in utter darkness. The great eye reopens, and its soft light has been replaced by a blazing inferno of reds and yellows bursting forth from the deep orange iris that marks the season of ferment. We pan down to the land below as we begin to rush past the peaks of a craggy mountain range. As we push through a cloud bank and close in on the last great mountain at the eastern edge of the range's spine, we see a breathtaking city divided into 3 tiers, perching upon the mountainside. At its base, a piecemeal iron wall wards off the dark and tangled forest of the valley beneath. A great lake pools the snowmelt from the mountain above, and its crystal clear waters are lazily sapped by 7 waterfalls that cascade down the sheer cliffs at Pinnacle's edge. Ornate estates are built, seemingly floating over the mouth of each falls. One palazzo and its walls are made of stark white bleached wood, intricately carved with patterns of flowers and weaving vines that make its grounds feel like a flash-frozen botanical garden. The facade of another is painstakingly painted to look like a vast forest, its illusion seeming to shift and follow any observer's perspective. And above the center falls, an iron colonnade encloses a sprawling tree made of silver, with its gold leaves glinting in the breeze. We race along with the water of this shimmering falls toward Old City on the middle tier below, where tanned, golden-haired elves laugh and stroll along its pristine canals. These canals all funnel into a large reservoir at the eastern edge of the city, where they are corralled into a roaring torrent destined for the lower tier. As we rush over the edge of this watery precipice, we see that a curved, jet-black obelisk juts out from the cliffside to partially enclose the falls. We see that the refractions of daylight off the mist and spray are inexorably pulled into the dark void of the tower. As each mote of light impacts, it leaves a dull, oil-slick rainbow ripple in the obelisk's almost liquid surface before the raw glimmer disappears within. We dive down toward the base of this arcane machine, and as we do, we can see that the water of the lower sun pool beneath the falls has been exhausted to a dull gray. A rat's nest of iron pipes spills out from the base of this achievement of industry known as the umbral engine. Some pipes transport a glowing orange sludge that's destined for the Glimmer processing factory spread across the Lower Sunpool district, and others glow white as they snake back up the side of the cliff face, transporting refined liquid back to Glimmer Corp's shining headquarters on the tier above. The pipes zag and twist over and around stucco employee housing buildings, and it is down here, in this maze of pipes and homes, known as the Tangle, that our story begins.
At one edge of the Tangle sits a vineyard, a carefully tended patch of land surrounded by industrial and residential development. Cove, what does the Landeril family home and associated wine production facility look like?
Well, it's pretty well kept. Now, we take care of it a lot because it's a community center as well. And it's not just wine. We allow others to put up shop in there. So you got, jewelry sellers and booksellers and all that sort of thing. So it's a hustle and bustle, I tell you. But outside of that, it's not a lot of room to grow down here. It's a modest vineyard, but it does its job.
And inside the house, what does your bedroom look like? What's on your walls and shelves?
Mostly thread that I've gotten in the market because I make my own clothes. It's very practical in that I don't have much in the way of any sort of fancy items. It's just very practical.
Which of the clothes that you've made yourselves do you grab this morning as you head downstairs?
Well, I'm grabbing my my bracelets because, I just got them recently and I haven't worn them too much and I want to show them off.
What do they look like, these bracelets?
And they're leather bracelets. I studded them and got a couple of gems to put inside of them, and they're new to me, and it feels good to have something new.
You barrel down the stairs wearing clothes of your own design and the bracelets. And as you are heading out the door, your mum or your dad, not sure who, pushes something into your arms, a breakfast to set you up for the day.
I think that would be my dad.
What does your dad give you?
It's a little messy, Dad. It's biscuits and gravy, unfortunately.
Nice. You exit the door, gravy dripping from the box in your hands, and rush over to the barn where you can already hear old Magnus Odolson at work, shuffling around the barrels with a slender glass pipette in his gnarled fingers, sampling the liquid inside the tonneau like an elderly hummingbird and pursing his lips in thought. What does Magnus look like?
He's bearded, but it's very well kempt. There's not a stray hair in there. Fancier clothes, I tell you, just the designs on it, it's filigree and it's colors that you don't usually see down here. And it's hot out and he has an overcoat and he's kind of suffering for it.
Mm-hmm. He sounds like quite the dandy fellow.
Yeah, he seems like it. As
you enter, you see Magnus's roomy eyes light up above his well-kept beard as he turns to greet you. Good. My apprentice par excellence. Come here and taste this. I've been working on something a little bit special. And he beckons you over and hands you a glass.
All right, well, don't tell my dad or my mom.
As you sip, Magnus informs you that he's made a half case of non-alcoholic sparkling wine for the Landrill fundraiser after today's big Birchball game to celebrate your team and to raise money for Mother Maybe over at the Mutual Aid Society. As you swill it around your glass, you see Magnus looking at you through these roomy eyes, and you know that something that he's been teaching you for many years now is to appreciate the aromas and the flavors, and that he's expectant. What do you taste and what do you smell in here? And do we want to maybe make a roll?
I think a roll would be great.
First roll of the game.
So that'll probably be insight?
I think that's probably insight.
All right.
Yeah.
So I have 2 in insight, so I'm taking the higher.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 5.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to mix success there.
Okay.
So I think, why don't you list a few aromas and flavors, and we'll see which ones are correct.
Okay. Well, Magnus, these are definitely, grapes.
This is good.
I would say
Very astute.
they're probably the purple ones from out back, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They are purple.
Yeah, all right. Did you add clove because you gave it to me, Cove?
You are quite right. Very astute of you, Mr. Cove. There is a little clove in here. Anything else you sent?
I'm going to just say you kind of mixed it with the hay.
You can get a little dried vegetative.
There's like an earthy, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, you're not too far away. But still some work to do there, my young apprentice. How do you feel about today?
About the game? Well, I'm feeling nervous. I haven't practiced much. But, I'm hopeful. I'm always hopeful.
And how do you feel, not just about winning and losing, but about Birchball, about this competition in general?
Well, I think it's good I think it's good ultimately for the community, and I think it's good to have friends. And I think I think I've made some good friends.
I've seen them around the vineyard when they've come to pick you up for practice. They seem like good folks.
Yeah, I think so too.
So he grabs the half case and hands it over to you to give to Coach Rico. He also hands you a small velvet bag and looks at you kind of expectantly. It's worn, it's not new velvet. And do you reach inside?
Do you want me to open this right now?
You can see that he's pretty excited.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah.
You reach inside and you feel a corkscrew. It's a combination corkscrew penknife, in fact. And you feel the wood of it. It's carved and gnarled like his own hands. And as you draw it out, you realize and recognize it's his own. This is Magnus's corkscrew / penknife, carved from one of the oldest oak barrels in the cellar that had done its duty for 100 years, and then he took apart and carved it. He says, "Bon chance, Cove. I am proud of you, whatever happens, because I know that you play this game for the right reasons."
Oh, that's very kind of you. I didn't expect this at all.
I'm very proud.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't really know what to do with that. Sometimes it's hard for me to take a compliment. But all right.
He sees that you're a little embarrassed and turns away, and he begins retasting the wine from the barrels. as you leave the facility and head off into the city towards your destiny today.
And as our point of view rises back up above the barn, we fly toward the southern bank of the Lower Sunpool. And as we pan in that direction, we catch a glimpse off in the distance of the pool's listless, murky water sloughing through grates in the ramshackle iron wall that surrounds the lower tier. And if we look closely, we can see that the wall is not made of clean, neat panels, but instead it's a mishmash of random iron objects, pans, anvils, cutlery, screws, pipes, chains. It barely looks structurally sound, as if just one nudge in the wrong direction would send the whole thing clattering into a pile of junk. But there's some power to it, as we see that the trees and vines near the edge of the overgrown forest surrounding Glimmer Falls almost seem to shrink away from the wall's cold iron. We continue to fly over the city until we close in on the home of Birdie. Greta, would you like to introduce your character and their home?
Bertie lives. This is how far Reed is sitting from his mic.
He's got a more booming voice.
Oh, okay. We'll debate that later. Bertie lives at his. My name's Bertie, and I live in my aunt's house in the attic. And below me lives her second, I guess, her favorite nephew, who also has been kicked out of his house.
What's something important that is special to you up in your attic room?
Well, my newsroom.
Mhm.
Got my typewriter, my photography development set, negatives, all that.
What are some of the negatives that you have hanging up that you're developing right now?
Well, I've been investigating a case of a lost cow, and almost there. I've ruled out Farmer McGregor, ruled out Farmer Tate, and we'll see about Farmer McFrederickson. He's my top suspect.
As you rush downstairs with thoughts of Farmer Frederickson on your mind, what's cooking for breakfast in the kitchen this morning?
Not much. Porridge.
Some absolutely okay porridge is sitting kind of cold on the stove. It was hot about 45 minutes ago, but you just slept in a little bit. You know you have your big birchball game today, but before you head to the game, you need to stop by Barbara Inkwell's print shop to give her the latest update on your missing cow case.
Sure will.
As you rush out the door, kind of grimacing a little bit, recovering from cold porridge, you head over to the print shop. What does Barbara Inkwell's print shop look like, where she publishes her pamphlet, The Unblinking Eye?
It was a very well-known and respectable publication, maybe 200 years ago. But now it looks a bit outdated, and I think that she's had to sublet spaces because to supplement her income. So she just takes up one tiny piece of the block.
Ah, my Bertie, what news do you have for me today? What's your latest scoop?
I think I caught him. I think I caught Farmer Frederickson stealing that cow. He's got one more cow than he should have on the field, and it also has brown spots. And the other farmer said that his cow had brown spots, so I don't think that there could be any other explanation for what's going on. Definitely stole the cow. Caught him cow-handed.
Why, that's incredible work. Absolutely marvelous. I've always enjoyed the tales that you've brought in, but you're getting some serious stuff these days.
Well, if you like that, I've got a story about a lost pie I'm publishing next week.
A lost pie? Unheard of. I've been looking into some missing things recently too, you know. A handful of kids about your age have vanished over these past few months. Just last week, Elias Stillwater went missing and his poor parents are just distraught. You better keep your eyes open as you're gallivanting about these streets. My best reporter has got to stay safe.
No, don't worry, I'm not going to go missing.
I'm sure that's what all the other
Elias
kids thought
Stillwater.
too.
What other children have gone missing? I'll solve them all. First and five. Next, 6 children.
She hands you over a list of names and dates for you to peruse at your leisure and says,
You know, I've hit a bit of a stone wall with these kids. All of the people my age, just write them off as one-off accidents or kids getting into trouble, going places they shouldn't. But I don't know. Some instinct is telling me there's a pattern. Maybe, Bertie, you could ask around with some of the kids and see if any of them might know where these missing ones were last seen.
Don't worry, I'll hit the streets. I'll chat with the youths. They'll solve this.
I think they're much more likely to talk to one of their peers than some...
Yeah, I'm definitely really cool.
You're the coolest kid I know, that's for sure.
Aw,
And
thanks, that means a lot.
as an official reporter, official journalist of the unblinking eye, I think I still have one of our branded notepads around here somewhere.
and she starts rustling through papers, just pushes over a stack, starts throwing papers through the air.
Ah, yes, here it is.
And she hands over to you like a spiral reporter's notepad, like deep navy blue leather cover with like gold embossed wide open eye stenciled on the front.
This used to open many doors, and who knows, it may still be of use in some places. Take it with you, Bertie, as you investigate these dreadful occurrences.
Thank you, that means a lot. Do you have a hat that matches that as well?
Do I ever?
And she goes back into her desk. What do you think this hat looks like?
It's got a, it's got a feather maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice
definitely a
feather.
feather.
A little bill,
Mhm.
place to put a pencil.
It just says Bill.
Yeah.
Maybe it also comes with a tiny notebook that tucks in the side for emergencies.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. There's absolutely a little emergency note pocket. You have your hat, you have your notepad, you have your assignment.
What else would a kid need?
I'm picturing Birdie so squat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What does Birdie look like? Did we get a visual on Birdie? I don't know that we did.
We don't.
Yeah. What does Birdie look like?
Birdie's like the best journalist, fit in anywhere. Wouldn't even stand out in a crowd. Just kind of blends in and be a friend, and surprisingly has a lot of resolve.
So nondescript apart from a fabulous hat.
Giant feather poking out, but otherwise.
Yeah, there's a
pretty
very
plain.
long feather. It's like a pheasant's feather that
Uh-huh.
like whips around.
Most people can't even remember what her hair
Shelby squat.
Yeah.
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 But
Yes.
Bertie is a young boy.
Yeah.
Don't misgender Bertie.
You tear out of the shop, your feather waggling in the breeze wake that you leave behind you
Panache.
as you head off towards the game for later today.
As we rise up
Wait.
again,
But Bertie's not playing in this game, is he?
absolutely,
Oh,
Bertie
absolutely,
is.
Bernie's playing.
You're all playing in the game. As we rise up again from the print shop, passing through a cloud of pigeons, we turn for a moment back towards the great waterfall cascading past the umbral engine. But we see something else now at the base of the falls. A busy cluster of shacks and stalls hanging perilously against the sheer walls of the chasm. Connected by rope bridges, perpetually soaked in the spray of the dull grey water. But the scene is anything but dull. Punters and merchants haggle demonstratively over bright fabrics, bottles and bags of produce. Children play death-defying games on the rope bridges, while neon-bright glimmer signs proclaim the names of the shops. And the largest sign of all, above the rickety gate to the district, shines forth the name of the wet market. A few streets back, still close enough to feel the cool moisture of the spray in the air, we find Ilara Fallon's house. What does it look like?
My house is pretty plain. It's not small or anything, and when it rains, it doesn't come into the house, which I guess is good. Waterfall water doesn't come into the house, so that's good. But I have my own room, and my parents have their room, and we have our room where we I guess would hang out if we did hang out a lot. Sometimes I hang out there alone, and we have a big kitchen. My mom likes to cook, but usually it's when I'm sleeping.
Do your parents work out of the house, or do they go to a different location?
No, mom cooks for a bunch of different people, but it's never really for a home. And dad works. He's an herbalist, so he's always gone too. So I don't see him a whole lot. Or usually they're real tired. They're real sleepy.
Is there anything on your walls or on your shelves that is noteworthy for Alara?
Oh, well, mom hung up a bunch of stuff. Dad pressed these big leaves and put them on my walls. I think they're really pretty.
So I was going to ask what kind of breakfast is waiting for you downstairs, but I get the sense that maybe not.
Well, I got leftovers. There's always there's usually like a muffin or something that mom brought home from somewhere. I think maybe it's a fresh loaf of bread. No, maybe not fresh, but not stale.
Who is your mom making all this food for?
Oh, a bunch of people. Whoever will really pay her to cook. So I think she does like 4 families right now. She cooks for 4 different families.
Out in the street, you head off before you head to the Birchball game to find your oddball friend, Prindo Aplindo. Where do you find her?
Oh, well, she's probably in her, well, I don't want to call it her home, but her spot. Her spot, and kind of off to the side.
Her spot off the side.
Yeah, because she gets kicked out if she's anywhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, you can basically always tell where she is because of the cloud of pigeons.
Yeah.
Circling overhead, their whistles on their legs, whistling through the air.
They're kind of pretty.
They're kind of pretty.
Yeah.
And then perched on her shoulders too. So that's one of the things that she looks like. She has this cloud of pigeons. But what else does she look like? And what is she doing when you find her?
Well, she looks like she's really tan, but I think she just might be kind of dirty. But she's always so happy. You know, she's usually sitting on the ground, but you know, when I usually approach her, she sits right up and says, "Hello, Alara," and it's really nice. She's usually surrounded by a bunch of flowers that she picked. So it's really nice to see her.
She sits up and says to you, "Hello, Alara. So lovely to see you." She takes a long puff from the joint that she's smoking and offers it to you, her child friend.
Oh no, I gotta play a game. I can't do that right now.
She looks vacantly at you for a moment. Any breakfast to share?
Oh, yeah. And Laura reaches in her pocket and brings out a big rip of a piece of bread that she hands over. Of course I do.
Prindo takes it gratefully and starts nibbling.
It's pretty good this morning, huh?
Oh, she's very hungry, you can see. And she cocks her ear up to one side. Leaf music is happy today. I'd hate to know why. And then looks at you.
I don't know if I hear she chewing a piece of bread. I don't know if I hear any leaf music. What does it sound like?
She starts making this like whispering sound with her lips. And to start with, it seems as if it's something that could very plausibly be coming from inside her. And then there's just something about it. It feels sort of bigger than one person could possibly make. And you get the sense that when you've been attuned to it, you can actually hear something coming from over the walls, just for a moment. And then she stops whispering, and looks at you dead in the eyes. What did you dream about last night, Alara?
Oh, I had a really good one last night. So I was finally going to be brave enough to jump off the waterfall.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to do it, and there were a bunch of the other kids were around, and they were all really excited for me to go and jump. But the minute I jumped, I woke up. I woke myself up, so I guess I didn't really jump, but it was really exciting because I almost did.
How marvelous.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps one day you can.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, it's kind of scary.
And probably deadly.
Yeah, I don't know. But it'd be really exciting.
Very much.
People would, think I'm really...
And we've all got to go sometime or another. I saw your little friends out by the pool, you know. Benny and Zeke.
I was meditating on a pile of lovely broken roof tiles. They were arguing about something. I do hope there's not bad blood. You know, Benny Bearer is one of your close friends and a key member of your Birchball team. Zeke Vandrin, by contrast, is not one of your group, but rather runs with a rival gang, the very team, indeed, that you are playing in today's semi-final.
You said they were fighting?
They were arguing about something. The voices were raised. They were pointing at something too, but I didn't see.
I mean, with a big game coming up, maybe I don't know. Like, I know my parents, they say they care about, like, how I'm going to be doing in the game, but I don't really know. So maybe they're just worried about winning because they both can't win.
Maybe. Why do you think the great eye in the sky changes color, Alara?
Well, maybe it gets bored of being the same color all the time, and so it changes.
Ah. How intriguing. I'd never thought.
That's why I change the color of my shirt sometimes, day for some days.
I noticed that. I would do that too if I had more than one.
Maybe if I find you one, maybe I can give you it.
Oh, that's kind of you.
Yeah.
Thank you for thinking of me.
Uh-huh.
And she puts out her hand to you, and there's a whistle in it, a carved wooden whistle. And she says, Lara, I want you to have this. I made it for you. Whenever you blow on it, I will be there. In spirit, figuratively, not literally.
So, oh, okay. Is this like what you make for the birds?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I like it. Thank you. So I just.
And I'm right here.
Oh, wow.
See, it works.
Wow. But not always.
No, but usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And you see, she sinks back down into the lotus position, and takes a big old puff on her joint, and relaxes back into what she's going to be doing for the day.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
And as you run off towards the Birchball Stadium, we float up above the bustling streets through a column of smoke rising from a nearby factory. We can just barely hear the call of a blaring train horn off in the distance. We turn our attention to the valley below, and we can see an arrow-straight scar through the forest, lined with lamps that still glow brightly now in the daylight. A behemoth of iron is chugging its way towards Glimmer Falls. As it pulls into the massive station adjacent to the Tangle, the neighborhood known as Terminus, the workers begin to load it to bursting with grain and other foodstuffs, as others offload heaps of iron ore destined for the great forges of Meltjoy, as well as crates packed with furs, finery, and exotic foods destined for the tiers above. As our focus returns to the chaotic sprawl of the Tangle, we come upon the home of Starless Thrain. Ryan, would you like to introduce your character and your home?
Hi, I'm Starless Thrain, and I live in a kind of a modest house with a big workshop attached where my grandfather, Thanik, usually spends a lot of his time. My room is small, but I like it a lot. It has all my stuff in it. It has a poster of my favorite band, Iron Slunky, and some other bands that I like Pillow Fist and Elf Crusher. And it also has a lot of the little things, my favorite projects, the things that I've made with the help of my grandpa.
Yeah, what are some of the gadgets and trinkets that are scattered across the floor of your room?
Well, they're not scattered because I'm very tidy. But I have my tools, and my tools are put in to all the right places. I have like a peg board where I have traced the shape of each tool so that I know where to put it.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have a robot that says good morning to me. And it's really all it does. But that was one of my first inventions, and I'm really proud of it. And I have a clock that is made that has like a little bird that comes out of it. And I have called it a cocoa clock after the cocoa birds that we sometimes see flying through Glimmer Falls from the forests.
As you're waking up in this neatly appointed space with all of your favorite tools and inventions scattered about, you hear a crash and yell from the workshop below your room, and you hear a muffled yell up from below. Stylus, look at this. Come here, look at this. I've done it. I finally packed it. Stylus, get down here.
I excitedly run down the stairs.
You burst into the workshop. It is not neat down here. Your grandfather, Thanek, is standing proudly in the center of this room, holding aloft a small metal rectangle with a little glowing button in the center. What does Thanek look like?
Thanek is tall and reedy. He does not...
Reed is tall and reedy.
Don't put me into the picture.
Okay. Thanek is tall and reedy. He has a massive unkempt beard, very unusual in elven society, and has all manner of little like mechanical enhancements. He always has his little goggles on that he flips up. They're basically like little microscopes that he has on his eyes. He has his tool belts. He's got food in his beard constantly. And he is very pale and wan because, quite frankly, he doesn't come outside very often.
So you see this figure standing in the center of the workshop, little remote-looking device held in his hand, and he cries out, "Stylus, behold, action at a distance!" And he presses the button on this little remote, and across the room there is a little metal box, and a tiny wooden peg about 2 inches long slowly moves out of the box.
Wow! Grandpa, you did it!
Come on, Stylus. Let's hang out in the workshop all day. We can spend the day refining the design, juice it up a bit. This is going to be huge.
Grandpa, you know I would love to do that, but I told my friends that I would play this game. You know, Birchball?
Right. I forgot you had your game. It's fine. We can work out. Wait. Take it with you. Give it a field test, buddy. So you're playing Birchball. You're in the big stadium today, right?
Yeah.
I built the stadium's platform system. Underneath section 107 of the stands, there's a maintenance tunnel. Mechanisms and timers that control the rise and fall of the platforms down there. If you want to win your game or whatever so badly, before the game, pop down there, put this little guy next to some of the manual controls. Maybe you make someone fall down, or you keep one of your friends from falling down. I don't know. Hey, it could be fun.
That does sound fun, Grandpa. I'll take it with me. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Hey, of course, I guess good luck out there or whatever. I'm gonna keep working in here. Fine. It's okay.
Which button makes people fall down?
So what I'm thinking, we have one button on this device, and it moves the little peg.
Yeah.
Comes out. Hit the button. As far as
pretty cool.
I've only tested in the workshop, so I don't know how far it goes. But hopefully, my theory is you put it down in some of the mechanisms, and maybe it turns a dial, or it presses a button,
Ooh.
And you're up on the field. You hit your button, and then the button underneath also gets pressed.
Thanks a lot. This is going to help me. I'm very nervous. I don't know how to play this game even. My friend Finn, she really likes the game, and she's pretty cool. And I think that maybe that she's my friend, and I think this could make me make me more popular if I'm good at the game. But I'm not good at the game, so this is good.
Thanek gives you a big old wink.
I see how it is, buddy. No worries there. This is gonna be just the ticket. I promise. Hey, at least have some fun out there for me, okay?
Thanks a lot, Grandpa Thanek.
You got it, buddy.
Did you eat yet today?
When did today start?
I'll be right back with sardines and eggs before I leave.
Hey, whatever you say, buddy. Sure. I'll think about it.
We spiral up from Thanic's workshop, past Starless climbing the stairs to get sardines, past Starless's room where we hear a very faint sound. Good morning. Good morning. And then up over the roof of the house. We move outside where we can hear the murmuring of a crowd as they make their way through the streets towards a large stone structure beside the water of the Lower Sunpool. It doesn't quite have the atmosphere of a professional birchball contest. The audience skews towards preteens and parents, but there is a buzz in the air, and many are clad in team colors. Swooping across the crowd between little flags and picnic baskets, we find ourselves in a quieter, out-of-the-way spot, where we find our final hero, Finn Ray Etzley.
Now, would you like to introduce your character and tell us a little bit about where Finn lives?
Yeah, so Finn, she's this like very, very serious, dark-skinned girl with the sort of messy, dark hair and a really frustrated appearance at most times. Also quite ripped for a child. These like wiry, muscled arms. And she lives a little undercover at the community rec center. So if you head on into the girls' locker room and you open up locker number 22 and you remove the poster on the back wall, you'll find a little hole. If you crawl through this little hole, you will find Finn's paradise. There is a hammock hanging from the rafters in this probably like 2-foot wide space between walls, and various gear. She has a lot of old Sports Illustrated style magazines with cutouts of old birchball stars and like other sorts of athletes. That's where she lives. I think at this moment, she's currently collecting everything that needs to go to the big stadium today. She's collecting plenty of bats, plenty of balls. She's getting all the uniforms together, and she's just kind of a buzz. Normally she'd be practicing right now, but she really doesn't want to overexert herself before this game.
Mm-hmm. What do we think might be a little trinket that Finn keeps safe here among all of this sports equipment?
It's absolutely like a little teddy bear.
Mm-hmm. The coziest, most beat up little guy.
Yeah, it looks several years old, well taken care of, and also very much hidden. Not just for safekeeping, but also like she doesn't want anyone to see this. Not that anyone has been here.
For sure.
She shouldn't be here.
Yeah. Where does Finn go to find breakfast this morning?
I think she definitely goes to her coach's house. I think he lives probably adjacent to the field in like his own little cozy bungalow. And so she heads over there for breakfast and for her morning complaining fest.
Of course, you pop on over to Coach Rico's house, doors unlocked, expecting you to come in this morning. You see Rico sitting in front of a frying pan, grilling up something. It's not exactly clear what's in the pan, but it smells pretty good. What does Coach Rico look like?
I think Coach Rico, he's probably a middle-aged guy. He's like your classic. He's your classic abuelo. Sort of, just this very dark-skinned gentleman with the salt and pepper hair and the very handsome curled mustache. Sort of the kind of like relaxing old guy everyone likes to hang out with. For sure.
He looks up as you head into the front door and says, "Oh, hey there, kiddo. Come on in. Let's get you some eats before the big game. It's good to see you. How you doing this morning?"
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm feeling really, really stressed out.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You got a big game ahead of you today. That's
Well, I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about the pack of nerds that I have to lead on the field. None of them show any kind of birchball prowess. They couldn't tell the barrel from the knob of a bat. I'll tell you that right now.
Finn, look, you're carrying this here team, and everybody knows that. And I want to talk to you a little bit today, because Birchball is not just this physical game that we see today. It used to be something different. Back when us elves were staring down a millennia instead of the maybe 50, 70 years we get these days, it wasn't just a wrestling match every time you were trying to head from base to base. It could have been a duel of any kind, mutually agreed upon by its participants. A philosophical debate, solving a riddle. Who could make the most people cry with the beauty of their music? What do we think are some other duels that occurred in Old Birchball?
Ooh, I think...
Slap fighting.
Yeah, I think there was slap fighting. I think also, like, you would find some community aspects to it of, like, solving city solutions.
Forming a committee.
Yeah, forming, like, a committee or something like that, like town improvement debates. You would definitely see, like, painters. And it wasn't a race. You would be watching painters for like 12 days, sculptors and the like. It was definitely just any kind of competition you could bring.
Tea ceremonies, competitive tea
Tea
ceremonies.
ceremonies, yeah.
The umpire gets to drink the result.
Yeah, I heard there was a bake-off. That was like a two-year Birchball game.
Coach Rico has been going on about all of these examples and says, what I'm saying is you had to be ready for any challenge, and more importantly, you had to know who you were up against. There's one particular duel that I took part in that I wanted to tell you a little bit about today. Did I already say painting?
Yeah, you said painting.
Well, it's coming back around again.
Finn is listening with like big, wide eyes, like sitting so politely at the table, like so invested.
And Rico is kind of like looking wistfully off into the distance, eyes kind of going a little cloudy as he remembers the glory days of the past. Back in the day, the high elves of Glimmer Falls had heard of me, heard I was a pretty good player. So they came out to where we were in the forest, requested a game. We, of course, agreed. They had one elf in particular, August Fellwind. He was known far and wide as the most skilled painter in the land. He had spent 600 years honing his craft. His brushwork was impeccable, his eye for detail legendary. So I showed up to the game, back hunched over, wide-eyed, looking nervously round at them fancy city folk. When I came to bat, I sunk the free single ring in left field. My buddy got a hit and wrestled his way to first. I solved a riddle and made my way to second. Then there he was, August Fellwind, smiling smugly at me, right smack dab in the middle between me and third. By the time I was sent to advance again, we had 2 outs. So I walked meekly up to Fellwind, too timid to hold eye contact for long, and I started doling portraits, oils on canvas, and he done threw his head back and laughed, as did his whole team and most of the crowd, at the egregious, unforced error I'd just made. Of course, he accepted. So there we were, stealing glances at one another from behind our easels for the better part of 6 hours. The crowd oohed and ahed as he worked, as the skill present in his hands was undeniable. As it came time to judge our work, I dropped the nervous act. I stood up straight. Confidence returned to my face, and I smiled as I saw his painting. My eyes were too large. My muscles were too small. My jaw too weak. He had seen what he wanted to see, what he assumed I was, the yokel, terrified to breathe the same rarefied air as a master such as himself. I will cherish the memory of his face as he lost till the day I die. Finn, don't you ever underestimate your opponents. And don't hesitate to exploit their weaknesses, biases. And most importantly, know that there's a higher level of competition to the game
It has nothing to do with being able to throw your opponent to the ground.
So, I think what you're trying to say is that even though it's a bunch of nerds, maybe they still have some value out there.
That's a whole big old part of it. You got that right, Finn.
All right, well, I mean, I'll give them a chance, but we don't even have a team name.
Well, where are y'all from? From Tangle.
Tangle.
Mm-hmm. Your neighborhood's the Tangle.
Yeah.
So what would be your team name?
Finn gets out a pen and starts furiously scribbling bloodbath across all the uniforms.
All right, let's open this up. So we have Bloodbath. What are the other suggestions?
So it's gonna be the Tangle bloodbath.
I think you guys all get a say as well.
I think so.
Teaser.
Tangle tease is pretty cute.
I like the Tangle teasers. Yeah, because they don't know what to expect. Yeah.
Finn's gonna be so mad for the Tangle teasers.
Starla?
You're one of us.
Tangle teaser sounds good to me. Or Bloodbath. Do you like Bloodbath better? Which one do you want?
It kind of sounds like one of the music bands that you listen to.
I don't listen to any bands called the Tangle Teasers.
The Bloodbath one.
Oh yeah, the Bloodbath one. Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
Maybe if we start a band, we can be the Bloodbath.
Yeah, no, Tangle Teasers is great.
No,
It sounds really scary.
They usually name them after animals. We can be the tangled hairless
Iron
mole.
Slunkies.
Do we want to play rock, paper, scissors and see who's gonna win?
Oh, this is good. Yeah, so should we do Tangle Teaser against Bloodbath as a resolve roll?
Yeah.
I believe we should.
Who's Drew? You suggested Teaser, right? Is that
No.
Greg
Birdie.
suggests Teaser. Greg suggests Teaser. So
Birdie.
do you want to do the roll and then Natane? Do you want to roll?
All right, are we rolling for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Said
So it's
Resolve
Resolve?
versus resolve.
Resolve versus resolve.
Oh
Yeah.
no. 4.
That's pretty good. That's a 6.
Wait. Is that 2 6s? That's a critical
That's a critical
success.
success.
I think, okay, so you get something extra. I think not only the Tangle Teasers, but like the whole neighborhood.
Do we get it
knows and, like,
tattooed on
loves the name.
ourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever?
And you will have a tattoo.
My mom doesn't know about my dad.
This is pretty metal.
But Finn, I think you also have Bloodbath tattooed somewhere.
I tattooed Bloodbath because I thought I was gonna win.
You stick and poked it yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's so bloody and, and swollen.
And we cut back into Ulrico's house as you're kind of itching at your red, mildly infected, self-administered stick and poke tattoo. And Coach Rico says, "Before today, I got one last thing for you, Finn. And I promise, not another one of my long lectures, but it is something else that's been sitting around doing nobody no good." He reaches up to a high shelf, takes out a box that's covered in dust that he blows and wipes off of it. He sets it down in front of you and opens it and says, "This is my old bat, grown and cultivated whole from a birch tree until the tree willingly gave up its branch, not cut and carved like they make them today. I spent the better part of 12 years tending to its growth, and I suppose someone should put it to use, and I think you might need it today."
Like really made of real birch?
Realest birch I ever seen.
And then you're giving it to me?
I haven't been able to swing a bat worth anything in a couple decades now. It's no good in my hands, and I think you can do something with it.
Finn just throws her whole weight like against him and just wraps him up in like a big hug, but she just squeezes him too tight.
Oh, go on, Finn. Oh, yeah. Hey.
Do you so proud?
I believe in you, kid. I believe you're squeezing pretty. You're damn strong.
No.
As you reverently pick the bat up out of its velvet-lined case, you see that the bat is fully enclosed in bark that's perfectly smooth, and yet it holds firm in your grasp. And as you touch it, something in the back of your mind registers what can only be described as a single, sustained, pure note and a rustle of leaves in the breeze. You've had dreams where you felt something similar. All elves have. But in those dreams, any short moments of harmony quickly fall apart into a discordant jumble as you wake with a start. But the note that you feel here feels right.
It feels like magic.
I wish there was some magic in there, but I think it's just life.
I swing it.
Crash through a coffee pot sitting on. Wait.
This is going to be a prowess roll.
Oh yeah, prowess roll. Yeah, give it to us.
So you just take the highest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 6.
6.
Wow.
There was an orange sitting on the countertop, which is kind of a prized possession, but you absolutely obliterate this orange. Perfect form. There is pulp and juice just splattered across the back wall, but that swing felt good.
I'll clean that up. I didn't really think this through.
Don't get worrying about it, Finn. I'll handle it. You gotta head on over to the game. We gotta get you warming up soon. It's just about that time.
All right. Tangle teasers, let's go.
And we cut from there to a point of view revolving around the inside of Glimmer Corp Field, a massive open-ended stone semicircle surrounding a grassy field. The open side looking out over the water of Lower Sunpool. A dirt diamond sits in the bowl of the arena with raised plinths at 3 corners and a small dais at home plate at the 4th corner. Slightly elevated stone platforms rest atop gears and mechanisms along each side of the square. In the surrounding arena, benches rise tier after tier around the playing surface. As elves are filtering in to support the local youth teams on their big day, an announcer's voice booms over some form of amplification device. Hello, one and all, and welcome on this gorgeous day to Glimmercorp Field. I'm Lark Peatbog, and I'll be your announcer this afternoon as we watch some of Lower's most talented youngsters face off in the semifinal match of the Glimmer Falls Youth Birchball League, sponsored by Serenity Natural Pastures. When you think hunger, think Serenity Natural Pastures. What a big day it is for these kids to be able to play in the same arena as the professionals. It looks like they've made some accommodations for the amateur level, as there appear to be some mattresses scattered beneath the raised platforms that span each act. Safety first for the potential future faces of the sport. I love it. It looks like the teams have filed in and begun their warm-ups, but it looks like Team Tangle Teasers might be down a player. That doesn't bode well for their chances today, but anything can happen in a game of Birchball! And as the commentator starts to get into that absolutely awful mode where he just has to talk about anything to fill time before the game starts, we cut down to your team's dugout as you're huddled around Coach Rico. Now, where's young Benny Barras? Has anyone heard from him today?
Wait,
Wait,
but
Benny?
I think Ben. I think Benny was hanging out with Zeke earlier, but he was around. He was here.
Why would Benny be hanging out with Zeke?
I don't know. It's not like they were having fun. They were probably yelling at each other, I think, but I didn't see him.
You look across the other dugout and you see Zeke is the captain of the other team. He's looking in your direction, kind of nervously.
Well, I know Zeke. I know he's with Zeke earlier.
Well, I'm gonna go across and talk to Zeke.
Oh, be careful.
Hey,
Yeah, he's really mean.
I don't care.
good luck out there, buddy. Cove, you walk across the field towards the other team's dugout, and you see Zeke kind of nervously glancing back and forth as you're making your way over.
Zeke, you're looking mighty suspicious right now. I just have one question. Where do you know where our 6th player is?
I don't know. Different voice. Long Island. Nope, that's still Southern. God damn it.
What's your anchor phrase for Zeke?
Zeke, what?
New Yorker kid. Get out of here.
Hey, I'm Zeke in here.
Coffee. Horrible. All right. Hey, I don't know nothing. Benny? He's probably just scared.
Benny's not scared. Oh, now I'm doing it.
Right?
Hold on, what's Ghost sound like? I'm Cole Landry. All right. Benny hasn't been scared of anything since he got caught in that avalanche. It scrambled something in his brain. He just can't feel fear now.
Laugh, baby.
Oh my god.
Benny
Boulder. The same stuff.
Benny Boulder Brains, as we call him.
Hey, everyone knows that that Benny's a fearless guy, but he just can't handle us out in the field. That's all I'm saying. You know, I got nothing for you.
Zeke, if we find out you did something, well, we'll have some words. I'll tell you that.
Hey, I ain't afraid of no coffee. I ain't afraid of no words. I ain't afraid of no words. We can have words. That's
all right.
fine.
Well, with Finn on our team, I think we're still gonna beat you. So, good luck, I guess.
Hey, no, not coffee. None to you, bud. No, get out of here.
Well, that's very unkind of you. I'll just walk back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what did he say? You tell him?
Yeah, he's denying everything.
At this point, you see a large screen on one side of the field flickers into life. And there's an image on the screen of a extremely handsome, young, middle-aged elf. The leader of the city, the head of the High Council, Rockfort Luminos. Lord Rockfort Luminos, known to most as Rocky. And
my favorite kind
he looks out through the screen at the crowd, like this surveys the people with this bright smile on his face, and begins to speak. Today, as we stand on the precipice of something truly magnificent, I am reminded of the great Sunpool spirit that courses through the veins of this district, which I do not mind confessing is my very favorite in the whole city. Don't tell the others, though. It's that Sunpool spirit that finds its home in the heart of every competitor, every cheerer, and indeed every participant of today's semi-final. Before we unleash the whirlwind of today's competition, let me share a brief, albeit somewhat embarrassing tale from my own youthful forays into the sporting arena. Picture, if you will, a young Rocky, full of vim and vigor, much like our competitors today, but let's say, not quite as adept. During a particularly spirited contest, I found myself at the crease, bat in hand, ready to face what I was convinced would be my moment of glory. Alas, the moment the ball hurtled towards me with a swing that I imagine would rival the greats, I managed not only to miss the ball entirely, but also to, somehow, in a feat of extraordinary clumsiness, spin myself into a rather undignified heap on the pitch. This episode, while humbling, taught me an invaluable lesson about perseverance, the importance of laughter, especially at oneself, and that the true spirit of sport lies not in the unblemished record of victories, but in the joy of participation, the camaraderie among teammates, and the resilience to stand up and try again, just as this city has weathered every storm thrown at it. In the grand machine of Glimmer Fall's history, Birchball has always been a chain of steel, binding together communities, creating legends, and inspiring generation after generation to pitch in and make this city strong and resilient. Today, we add another link to that chain, as we kick off a game that promises to be nothing short of spectacular. May the best team win. May the games be played in the true spirit of sportsmanship, and may this day be remembered as a celebration of youth, vitality, and the enduring power of sport. And the crowd does respond to this with a considerable degree of enthusiasm. Rocky is a popular leader.
He's a mayor?
He's the High Lord of the city.
Oh, he's the short
Yeah.
Short.
That's what the kids call it.
I kind of like that. I think he is. Yeah, and I think the video is framed so as not to reveal this. He's not quite Farquaad, but like.
Wears heels.
Yeah, definitely.
You said he was young, middle-aged?
He's middle-aged,
And middle-aged.
but very handsome and basically timeless. Yeah.
Young middle-aged.
There are a few elves who don't seem to have been affected by the shortening of lifespan, and the Lord Seven are among them.
It's not suspicious at all, really.
And so we proceed. Are we fielding
I
first?
think we're fielding first.
Okay.
That's great.
All right, guys, don't worry that Benny's gone. It's really a good way for us to show off our skills and that we still win.
I hope he's okay.
So
What do you think my skills are?
we'll find out.
A lot of questions. Let's get out there.
So as you guys break and head out onto the field, the first at bat is going to be a pretty brawny kid from the other team, who you know as Charlie.
So, how close can we get to the other players?
So when they are trying to get around the bases, you can oppose their passage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we guarding the bases, or are we out in the field?
That's the question. Whereabouts do you guys want to position yourselves?
5 of us.
I don't want to get hurt.
So there's a pitcher, the ultimate. Then you've got someone in deep field. You would usually have 2. You can have 1 or 2 because you're missing Benny.
I'm going to be a fielder.
Birdie's usually the fielder. You can't all be fielders.
I'll pitch.
You'll pitch.
Mm-hmm.
I could be on a altar.
On a base.
What do we call it?
Yeah.
It's
You
not
can
an
take
altar?
Benny's altar.
I'll take Benny's altar. Sure.
I'll go where y'all have me. I'm just happy to be here.
We're happy to have you, Cove.
Oh, thanks.
Damn it, I'm going southern too.
You're British.
All right, so
Right.
we've got Starless Fielder, Birdie and Cove on altars, and Alara pitching.
On bases, there's 1 altar. The altar's in the middle. That's where the pitcher stands.
Okay,
Or the ultimate. Yeah.
so then
I'm
So
on
where are
the
you going
altar.
to be, Finn?
I'll take base.
Go, Lara.
Right.
Oh, hi.
So,
Am I on second base or third base?
well, it's certainly after Finn.
After Finn.
Yeah.
We don't have to be too specific.
If I go down, it's up to you.
Right.
All right. I'll go down too.
That's the spirit.
It's not.
So you
It's not?
see,
Oh, I'm sorry.
you see Charlie. He's wearing like these check trousers and suspenders. He's a big brawny kid with a sort of. He doesn't look super aggressive, but he's got furrowed brow. He's very concentrated. Picks up a bat, swings it a few times. It looks quite small in his big hands, and he steps to the plate.
Wow, that guy's really big.
Oh, I know I'm gonna throw to him. Yeah. Oh, he's never gonna
But
be
just bring you
this
some
good.
short king energy to this as well.
All right.
Watch out, Charlie.
So this is probably going to be what do we think, roll for the pitching? I guess you can either try and do it real fast or you can try and be real sneaky.
Yeah.
I want to try to aim. So okay, we got a big boy. I'm gonna try to aim low. Fast? I don't know, fast or slow. I don't know what the strategy is for that generally.
What do you want to do?
Slow. Slow and low.
That is the tempo.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Or so I've been told.
So this is then probably an insight?
Yeah. I think insight is reasonable.
Pictures are insight.
Try to be tricky.
You're throwing a change up.
Yeah.
Ooh, 3. Oh, I rolled a 3.
Okay.
I think that's a fail.
Yeah. You go to throw this slow and low, hoping to catch him out, hoping that he won't be expecting it. But it looks like he was completely expecting it. You're not a big person. Maybe he's seen you pitch before. And
Verbally on video.
You saw it in my eye. Oh, okay.
you see,
heard it in my voice.
as you grasp the ball and take it from the altar that it idly floats above, you begin to hear the cranking of gears and groaning of mechanisms from the field around you. You throw your pitch low and slow as Charlie sets his jaw and lines up his swing. Crack!
Charlie takes off upon the first act as platforms are rising along each edge of the infield. He begins to clamber up them towards Finn, where you guard the safety of the first intermission. The safe platform at the first corner of the infield is raised about 8 feet off the ground. In the meantime, the ball is sailing into the outfield, leaving a trail of glimmering light in its wake. Starless, what do you do?
Okay, if I use the shadow to project the trajectory, it should be landing right about here. Wait, no, like, adjust for wind. Right here.
Right? So that this feels like an insight as well then. Meanwhile, Charlie is beginning to run towards you, Finn.
Okay.
That is 5 and a 4.
So, a mixed success. What do you think a mixed success looks like in this read?
I think the mixed success here is that you're fumbling the ball a little bit, and Charlie has more time to try and get past Finn to get safely to the base. So I think the position for Finn changes.
Right.
Okay.
So Charlie is not running at you super fast. It's taking him a little while to build up speed, but he's a chunk. Like, it's going to be tough to stop.
So the goal here is to keep him off the base because then the pillars are going to fall.
You don't want him to get through you, basically. So
Okay.
how are you going to try and prevent this?
So I see him coming at me slowly. I feel like he's trying to size me up. So I kind of make like I'm going to go on for like the full head-on-head tackle that he's coming for. And last second, I'm going to drop down and sweep the leg.
Oh, smart. This feels like prowess.
Yeah.
A dexterous
Let's
action.
see what we got.
Thank goodness.
6.
Oh, so we should have said, what's the position and then the...
I think
And the effect that.
Desperate Standard is what I was thinking. Because Starless is kind of fumbling the ball out in the outfield, it's a desperate position because Finn needs to hold off Charlie for a long time. And standard effect would mean successfully holding off Charlie.
Cool.
Which you do with the 6. So, yeah, he comes barreling at you, meaty hand in front. I know you, Finn, and I'm going to plow straight through you. And you manage to fake him out. Fake him out, and then at the last second, you sweep the leg, and Charlie goes tumbling. He's not that high off the ground at this point, so he tumbles and lands in a bit of a heap on the floor and looks up at you. Nice one. Good play, Finn.
Nice work, Finn. Nice.
And
Nice.
I just grin down at him, being quiet, because if you don't have anything nice to say.
And Alara, as you place the ball back upon the altar and it begins to float up a few inches above its surface, the platforms between each intermission rapidly fall back to ground level. As Charlie is groaning back up at Finn from the ground, the umpire calls, "You're out!"
Yeah. Should we move on to the batting? I feel like you managed to held off their scoring pretty effectively there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who do we have batting first?
Who wants to bat first?
Wait, we're done with the outfielding?
This is all, it's,
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's moving so quickly.
like
We're just
suggest-
we're getting a little vignette of generally how you're doing.
Oh my
Laura
goodness.
definitely threw a lot better the other times that
Oh,
we
moving
didn't
as
talk
fast.
about. That one time she threw fast and high and straight and swirly.
Yeah, but you gotta stop saying it when you do it.
Oh, but it's the way I focus. I know. I'll get better.
All right.
It's the only way we can make it to the finals. I know.
Yes. Who would like to bat up first?
All right, Starless, you got this.
Okay,
All right.
here goes nothing. And I mean that.
Who do we think pitches for the other team? It's got to be Zeke.
Zeke. Yeah, absolutely. Zeke is eyeballing you from the pitcher's mound, trying to read how you're gonna react to his pitch. What's your strategy up at the plate?
My strategy up to the plate right now is to take deep, calming breaths because I am extremely nervous about being the first to bat in front of all of these people in this stadium. Then I remember I have a little something on my side, and it calms me down. So I'm going to look at his body position and kind of try to calculate the trajectory of the ball as he's winding up.
That sounds like an insight to me. 6.
Nice.
You crack the ball, nice grounder straight through the infield, and take off towards first base.
Woo! Here I go.
Take off through the first act, and you come upon the antagonist, the first antagonist, who I think is a kind of burly gal named Alexi, who you've met before. She's kind of almost growling at you a little bit as you race towards the first base. What do you do?
Well,
Hey, Starless, come and get it.
let's see, what would the awkward thing he says back to her be? Like, can't wait. So I see Alexi, and I just decide I'm going to try to kind of vault off of Alexi's head, like a sort of a leapfrog situation. Hopefully not relying as much on my prowess as my ability to calculate the direction and velocity.
No, 100% prowess.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Getting around this.
All right, excellent. Okay.
Okay.
That's a 2.
So basically, I try to leapfrog over Alexi, and I just leapfrog into Alexi. It's extremely, not only do I fail, but it's extremely embarrassing.
Oh. Coming for a cuddle, darling.
Something awakens.
And she just steps down from the platform, carrying you, deposits you on the floor.
There you go, baby.
I don't know if I liked that or if I didn't like that. Either way, I'm very flushed right now.
All right. So that's a flat for the innings. Nobody scored.
Okay.
A draw so far.
Yeah.
Ba. Inning number 2. Well, so what are we going to do for the roll into whether they score or not? That's a group roll, right?
Yeah. Group roll sounds right.
So who wants to lead the prowess-based group roll?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Birchball champ.
So everyone rolls prowess,
Okay.
and it's the highest number that you roll, and as many failures as you have is how much?
I got a 6.
Nice.
Sweet.
And wait, so
Ooh.
so we roll the highest number that we roll?
Everyone rolls, and it's the highest number that anyone in the group rolls is the
Okay.
outcome.
But if we're not very prowess, prowess?
So you just roll your prowess, and then tell us what you get.
4.
Okay. You can say it into the mic.
5.
It's audio media.
2.
6.
So 1 failure with the 2.
Okay.
So
I
you
take 1 stress.
1 stress.
Oh, okay.
Good job, Cove.
Whoever leads carries the
Yeah.
stress.
Nice.
I get it.
What position does Cove play again?
I'm at a base, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what happens is there's a huge play this inning where Finn gets bowled over by Zeke, who then rounds first, heading towards second, bowls over Cove. In the meantime, Finn,
I'm at Cove. I'm at second base.
you're at second base? All right, bowls over you.
Even though I can roll a 4.
I think doesn't bowl over you, swim moves past you. It's not you made a good effort. It's not embarrassing.
Oh, thank you.
Starts rounding towards third base.
But for me, it's embarrassing.
The Cove gets completely knocked off the platform, falls down onto a mattress, breath knocked out of him. Zeke is rounding the corner headed towards home, and in the meantime, Finn has sprinted across the field, climbed up on the platforms between third and home, and Finn climbs up onto a platform at the last second, grabs Zeke's ankle as he's leaping for home, and throws him down to the ground. An incredible display of physical ability from Finn with the teasers, preventing a home run.
I'm walking here.
I think that Zeke is under me on the mattress, and I just lean into his ear. That's for Benny.
Oh, nice. Hey, make an wouldn't the insight be resolve
It
roll?
might, but it's kind of prowessy, intimidating via
Oh, so we're going for
Yeah.
intimidation.
That's what I'm thinking.
I was thinking trying to figure out what his reaction is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What
Hey,
do you
why don't you
think?
give intimidation?
Yeah, I don't care what his reaction is. I just fully assume that
Okay,
Cove
yeah.
knows what
Intimidate
he's
him.
talking about. That's a 6. I'm rolling 3 die for the record. That's why I'm getting a lot of
Looks like hitting 6s.
Yeah.
What does she get?
On a 6, you get. I just dared him. That's all. I just dared him. It wasn't a big deal. I told him I dared him to go to the treehouse. It's fine. I left him and I thought I'd see him again today.
At this point, the coaches come over and break the two of you up.
I'm just like staring him down as he's breaking. But I go back to my. I look kind of happy.
Do we know the opposing team's team name?
Good question. Yeah.
Yeah. What other sub neighborhood are they from?
In Lower Sunpool.
Lower Sunpool.
Yeah, good question.
Smokestack?
Smokestack. Sure. Yeah.
The briquettes.
Yeah.
That's
They're
good.
the smokestack briquettes.
It's really cool.
Who is
Well,
up?
now we're pretty cool too.
Who's up next to
Let's
bat?
go teasers. I'm dusting off.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it.
Nice. Coach steps up to the plate. All right. So Zeke's pitching.
Yeah.
What's your?
I,
He's a pretty fast pitcher, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna dust up my hands a little bit, get a good grip on that bat, because I've seen you do that, Finn. So I know, and I'm just gonna no trickery, no cheating. I'm just gonna go for it. But I am wearing pretty billowy clothing, and it's gonna hide my body when I'm running.
All right. Roll prowess.
Yeah. Oh boy.
He's got style.
So, because I have none, it's gonna be 2 in the lowest.
So remember, you have ways of adding die.
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
You guys
okay.
have ways of adding die for other people too.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's see.
So you can assist, you can push yourself, you can take devil's bargains.
I'm afraid to take stress.
I'm thinking of
I'll take as much stress as I need to. What does assist say over there? I'm blind as a bat.
Before they roll.
So you take 1 stress to add a d6 to someone else's.
now.
Yeah.
Could we do both?
Ooh.
Like, could I push myself and get assisted?
Yes. You just the only exclusion is push yourself or devil's bargain, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could
Yeah.
be a flashback to Finn and Cove doing some drills.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe that's better than.
That's good.
Yeah.
You see potential.
Well, we can do it as a flashback. That's fun.
Yeah, I think you just cut to us having a late night because I always have a late night at the rec center.
Do they know that you live in the changing room?
Finn does her damnedest to make sure nobody knows
Right.
that.
Wait, you what?
Yeah,
Wait, where?
I live in the community rec center because I don't have a home. But I try very hard to make sure nobody knows that.
I've brought you a lot of non-alcoholic wine.
Yeah, I got cases. It's just all I drink anymore. Shower in it. So yeah, I think we're having a late night, and I'm just pitching to you. And I'm like, we're not going home, so you get 3 in a row.
All right, I think I can do that.
I think so. We're at 2.
Yeah. All right. Okay. What kind of advice do you have for me?
I mean, what do you want? Like, what do you want really bad?
I want you to be happy. And if winning will do that, then I think that's what I want.
Well, I think so long as you're doing it because you want to, and if you really, really know what you want, you just got to put all that in your swing.
All right. Let's try it.
All right. She pitches.
Should I roll in a flashback to see?
I think you're in the flashback, you start swinging, and then as we come out of the flashback,
I like that.
we're back in present day.
Cool. Okay.
So yeah, roll all your dice.
So add 1 for the assist, and then I'm also going to push myself.
Okay. So point of stress for you, Natane.
And then 2 for
stress,
me.
2 points stress for you.
2 for me, yeah. Okay. Now, what would pushing myself look like? Okay, let me think.
You keep your eyes open on this swing when usually you have your eyes closed and just hope.
Okay, yeah. I'm usually just like hopelessly optimistic and just like, so I force my eyes open.
What if you take your fancy cloak off?
Oh,
That's
as it billows in the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it is weighing me down. So.
exactly.
Okay.
So cool.
I'll push myself by taking that off.
Uh-huh.
So I'm rolling 2 now.
Nice.
What is that?
It's a 2 and a 1.
the cloak shimmers as it kind of wafts in the wind across, and we come out of that flashback, and your bat is swinging with grace and power and style and completely misses. Yeah, it whiffs by.
I run after my cloak.
Throw it in the wind, but the wind's blowing. It's you.
Plastered on my face.
Finn's chewing her bat.
Yeah. You just see like I'm trying to smile. Oh, it's good.
Just like we practiced.
I did it with my eyes open too.
Great.
You hear conversation in the crowd. Ah, excellent, good sportsmanship. Young people, another thrilling 0-0 game so far. It's like soccer. And we move into the third inning. Who's going to lead the fielding effort this time?
As the pitcher, I feel, does the pitcher rotate? Is that a dumb question?
Hey, you could if you wanted.
In baseball, sometimes, usually after several innings.
But in Birchball.
But in Birchball, it can be whatever we want.
I feel like it
What if
makes-
it's like at bat where it has to rotate?
Oh God.
Sure.
Yeah.
But who's leading the roll is the point.
I'll lead it.
All right.
I will lead it.
So again, everyone's going to roll prowess.
And since I have
4
0,
again.
I roll 2, but take the lowest one.
Correct.
Right. And then let us know.
Okay.
That's 4.
I got 4 also.
What's the highest?
2.
3, 5.
So that's 2 fails?
Yeah. Who failed?
Those 2.
Okay. So you take...
2 fails and a mixed success.
So 2 stress.
Yep. 2 stress for Alara. Mixed success? I think they probably got a point, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think they get a run despite your best efforts.
And I think it's Charlie. He hits a real big.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see this smile go off on his big moon face.
Who taught you that word? That's great.
Aprendo.
We should all say that.
Oh, it's so cool.
Fucking Charlie.
Got it, Charlie.
Yeah.
Fucking Charlie.
Maybe we'll do better now because we're like pumped up.
That ass shit.
That's a good one too.
Oh.
That's something my grandpa said.
Wow. Yeah, old people, huh?
So yeah, Charlie comes around into home base, sweating, throws the bat aside. They've got to run. Your fielding was a little uncoordinated on that occasion. Who's gonna go to bat to see if you can level it up?
In the third inning.
I can. I think Bertie's finally getting comfortable with Birchball.
All right, Bertie steps up to the plate.
Is that what the sport is called?
Okay, I am absolutely picturing Birdie as Martin from The Simpsons.
Okay, Bertie, you take the bat.
Yeah. So I take the bat and I flash back to been practicing with Barbara Inkwell with a giant pencil, and she's been saying to me, "The pencil is mightier than the birch bat," over and over again. And I've just been practicing that while swatting at balls of paper.
Oh, that's sweet.
And some of her other elderly friends are pretending to be outfielders. And I win every time. I'm not sure how.
Bertie, I tell you, the pen is mightier than the birchball bat. You've got this.
Yay. Positive reinforcement does a lot for the ego, doesn't it? Great. That's great. So I just imagine it all happening exactly as I planned.
Okay, so I think you spend 1 stress for that.
Sure.
That's nice.
And then
Back in the present, you add a die, and
Right.
we see Bertie visualizing a giant pencil in his hand.
Yeah, so Bertie is what is batting? Is it prowess? Is it
It's prowess.
Okay, but while I'm doing this, what is batting? But like a dance between a batter and a pitcher person.
Right.
Dance
would also be prowess.
but it's a dance of like seduction and attention. And what does Bertie have? A really awesome hat with a really long feather on it.
Okay.
So Bertie is just kind of like.
What's everyone wearing?
So then
Bertie's like sitting at the batting
Right.
pitcher's mound. What is it called? The batter's plate.
the others is where the pitcher is.
So I'm on this mound, and what am I doing? I'm like
You're trying to distract.
Feather? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to, not distract, but like entice.
Okay. So I think
And maybe he can't really place where I am. Maybe it's really difficult for him to see, like, where is Birdie?
so. It's actually not Zeke on pitching this time. We've got Alexi on the mound, and Alexi
Oh, even better. Even
looks over, sees beautiful little Bertie in this fabulous hat. It's like, so roll resolve. So this is a social action you're attempting to see.
Like a setup then?
It's a setup for yourself.
This is the plus 1d6 for my flashback.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. That's a 4.
Okay, mixed success. So you've got Alexi a little bit interested, I think. Sees the feather, but not interested in Birdie. Just really interested.
Pretty good feather.
I want that hat. I'm going to get that hat, Birdie.
So a little bit distracted. So I think this is going to bump up your position. Your effect.
Mhm.
Let's bump up your effect. If you can hit this ball, you might be able to hit it pretty well.
I would like to assist by giving Alexi a little wink
Ooh.
after our early interaction.
Okay, note a point of stress and give a wink. And this is going to be a resolve as well. So roll your resolve to try and distract Alexi, there's a lot going on in Alexi's life right now.
So many feelings.
Boys, hats.
Ooh. I got a 5.
Sweet. Okay, so working okay. Is there anyone else who Starless is interested in? In the stands, perhaps?
Yes.
Not Barbara.
Tell us about that.
Starless is very interested in
Sydney Lewis,
Okay.
Starless's lab partner, who he never talks to. In fact, every time she's tried to talk to him, very politely, she's not aloof or anything. Starless has basically just barfed a little bit in his mouth.
Okay. So what makes it a mixed success is that Sydney Lewis sees you flirting with Alexi and looks over. You can't quite tell what the expression is, but maybe this was a good thing. You've got that extra D.
Yes.
So roll up your prowess. So you've done your distraction, but you've still got to hit the ball.
Oh, I forgot to do that. And that's prowess.
That's prowess.
But you have an extra die from...
Right.
Roll one die.
Yeah.
Okay. Double 6.
Double sixes.
When you're only rolling one dice? Or did you have an additional
Well,
die?
no, but
I thought it was just the +1 die from the...
because I have 0 prowess.
Well, they were both 6 anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think rather it being a critical success, it's just a full success.
You may need to review the dice.
Right.
With greater effect.
With greater effect.
Okay.
Yeah. So Birdie hits it square on. It's not the most powerful hit, but it threads beautifully through the defense. And Birdie just scurries. It is absolute scurry. Like Alexi is distracted. Like everyone's got pretty distracted by all of the events preceding this. And Birdie just kind of goes between some legs, like pirouettes.
Like a pheasant on the field?
Like a pheasant in the field. The hat just tickling. A lot of people are distracted by the hat. And Birdie just kind of bumbles his way around the whole thing.
So stylish.
At one point, trips, but just bounces off each of the platforms.
Rolls a bit.
Rolls a bit.
Catches up seamlessly.
And rolls past and into home. And you have your first run.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Bertie. The crowd goes wild.
Writing an article about it myself.
As you run.
These Tangle teasers seem to be gaining every break this inning. And somehow seem to be playing an incredible mental game against the Smokestack Briquettes. They seem to be rattled out there.
So yeah, I think probably, so we said before, if you were even at the end, there would be a style decision. I think that happens every innings. So like, if you both get one run in the innings, but Birdie's was considerably more entertaining, you get the victory there. And so yeah, it was 0-0 and then 1 to you. And the third innings. Yeah. Innings number 4. Who's going to lead the fielding efforts?
Can I lead and pull a flashback where I convince one of the other team's players that I can get them wine if they fail on purpose.
Great, love it. So maybe give us a little bit of Cove, like pitching the wine to people from the
Sure.
dugout.
From the dugout?
Yeah.
I was thinking it was going to be like a back alley deal.
Oh, beforehand,
Yeah,
right? Oh,
beforehand.
this is nice.
Beforehand.
Okay, yeah, give us that. Give us
right.
that scene.
What's the name?
We got Alexi. We got
Nelly.
Nelly?
Nelly.
Yeah.
Whoa, Nelly.
Oh, hi. Hey there, Cove.
Nelly, now, if I recall, I saw you in our shop not too long ago. What were you eyeing?
I don't think I was eyeing anything in particular.
No, don't be like that. I know you were eyeing something.
Well, you see, my dad's birthday is coming up, and you folks make his favorite bottle of wine.
Oh, that's kind of.
And I was looking at it, and I was looking at how much it costs, and so when I saw how much it was, I left. But it'd be great if I could get that for him.
Yeah, I think I can do that. Can you do something for me?
Yeah, absolutely. This would be a huge deal for him.
Well, that's really good then. I feel good about doing it. This stupid little game that no one really cares about. Do you mind just screwing it up a little?
Deal.
Nelly has no moral.
Apparently neither does Cove.
Nelly loves her papa.
Yeah. Nelly is one of the nerds of her team.
Okay, so everyone roll prowess for the feeling for fourth innings.
6.
I got double ones.
Oh, poor sweet Cove.
Woo, 2.
Ugh.
5.
4.
Who's leading?
6. Very nice.
One. So one fails, 2 fails.
Okay, so Cove, you take
2 stress.
2 stress.
Okay.
But extremely successful. Cove, you send a pitch whizzing straight over the plate towards Nelly. Your eyes lock as she swings the bat with only one hand for some reason. She shoots you a little wink, misses the ball completely, and begins just wheeling round and round like a windmill in some kind of elaborate dance. And the Briquettes are furious at this.
Zeke just goes,
Come on, Nelly, you're killing me here. That was an easy one.
You are well set up, so I think we probably have 2 people on base. Who's going to be on base and who's going to be batting?
I haven't batted yet.
Okay, you bat them, Lara.
Okay.
Who's on base?
Probably not me.
Okay.
I've been screwing up
Probably me.
left and
Fans
right.
on base.
Fins on base.
Stars?
On base.
Yeah. So you managed to get on there somehow. Somehow or other. So, Ilara, if you can hit this well, you're going to get 2 of your team members home and score 2 runs.
no.
Be a big deal.
Risky greater, I think, is
Yeah.
how we define it.
Okay, I want to do an assist out here.
Mhm.
I think that I'm just like hamming it up and being distracting. Like, I think I'm on the furthest base. I'm really close to like grabbing a point. So I'm just shaking everybody's nerves.
How are you implementing the lessons that Rico taught you in order to do this?
That's a good question.
You hear Rico's voice in your ear.
Birchball ain't just this physical game that we're seeing these days. There's a deeper level there.
A deeper level there.
This is so funny because I'm only good at prowess, but I think what I'm doing is I'm thinking about that note I heard earlier, and I'm trying to like hum it. I'm trying to like hum like a nice baseball song, something that's like inspiring to my team, and just like it's just so distracting, and like my excitement and eagerness, that confidence is putting the other team on edge.
Hey, that's resolved.
Yep, let's see what this bad roll is gonna be. I probably have like no, what's it called, harmony. Okay, 3. I don't remember what 3 is.
That's-
3.
that's
a
a
fail.
fail.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got 4 and 3.
Okay, so you still are able to assist.
Mhm.
You still get an extra strike, but there is a cost to you for this.
Okay.
So Finn, what's the cost? I wonder. So who are you going to be next to on the base here specifically? I mean, why not? It's not going to be Nelly, because Nelly's out on the field. We've established that. I think it's Zeke.
Yeah, it's
I
probably
think,
Zeke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think Zeke takes the opportunity while you're distracted to get one over on you, having humiliated him on the ground, and you get tipped off.
Mm-hmm.
You get tipped off the platform. Like, so having had 2 people on base, you now only have 1.
Okay.
You manage to land pretty safely on the mattress and bounce up, but you see Zeke looking above. It's not like he's not gloating at you. That's the weird thing. There's something on his face that you just, incorporating it into this extremely poor social role, you have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
Stupid human feelings. Elvish. Okay, so Lara, you've got an extra D6
Okay.
from Finn.
May I also push myself?
Heck yeah.
All right.
Mark off the stress, everyone.
I close my eyes and I try to hear the leaf music that Aprindo I started to hear this morning, and really kind of zone and really focus into it. That was a 4. That's a mixed success.
Mixed success.
The sound
Yeah.
of a train that just kind of punctuates
Yeah.
the
All right.
music.
So
Maybe I
what's the
don't quite get
potential
it.
cost to this?
Aprindo. Oh no, Prindo. Prindo Aplindo.
Friendo Plende.
Prindo Aplindo.
Mm-hmm. How about this? I think you have to choose between making this play and getting the point and finding out something about the disappearance of your friend.
Well, it's obvious.
Do I get to choose?
You get to
I get
choose.
to choose?
much
Oh,
do I
it's
like this
definitely my
friend?
friends.
Okay.
Definitely find out about my friends.
So I think as you're rounding the base,
I found a clipboard and I snapped it over my leg.
as you're rounding the base that Zeke is standing on, that's when you see he wants to say something. And you can keep running, or you could stop and address him, and you choose to stop. What does he say?
He went in, okay? He went into the treehouse. He actually did it. I didn't think he was gonna do it. I was just daring it. I just thought we were having a good bit of fun. He went in. And he didn't come out.
The ball gets back to the altar, and the platforms drop, and you fall down onto the mattress. And so, at the end of the 4th innings, it's all square, but the style rule comes into play. And Nellie's pretty incredible dance performance tilts the scales in the favor of the Briquettes. They win the 4th innings. It's the final inning.
Yeah.
What's our
Feeling
finale
emotion
sequence?
from a distance.
What's our finale sequence look like? So, I think they score.
They score.
Right. They score, and it's Zeke who hits it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you see the frustration and the anxiety in his frame just released through the bat into the ball, and he gets it through one of the central rings in the arena.
Oof.
And this bell sounds, and the crowd goes absolutely wild, and you see this conflict on his face, but they're in the lead when Finn steps up to the plate.
And someone is on base right now, too.
Yes, exactly. Who was on base?
Who's on base?
Elara.
All right.
I made it. I made it.
All right. Nellie, quote unquote, tripped in the outfield as you sent the ball along the ground to her and shot a little wink in Cove's direction. So that's how you managed to get on base.
Right.
Finn, how'd you feel?
We're gonna win. Easy.
Mm-hmm. Look over at Coach Rico. What's Coach Rico's expression like?
Coach Rico just gives you, a knowing nod. You got this, kid.
Right. Pull out my new bat. I sort of approach the pitch and just kind of swinging it, really casually loosening up my muscles. I'm gonna push myself
Nice.
for sure.
Yeah, and you see the pitch this time, they've put Charlie in. And this is going to be a fast pitch. But it's not going to be sneaky. There's going to be no twist on this. There's going to be no knuckleball. This is going to be a fast pitch straight down the center.
Yeah.
Can I offer a setup?
The assist, perhaps.
Yeah, the assist is that the motion from a distance machine is set up to trigger the stadium lights right after you hit the ball.
Oh.
That's nice. Love it.
If I wanted a devil's bargain,
Ooh.
Oh man.
Would you offer me one?
I think 5, you've probably got enough.
Dum, 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 dum.
There it is.
I was seeing a lot of 2s there.
Yeah, I've got 3 2s, a 5 and a 6.
Charlie sends the ball swinging down across the plate. It is absolutely zipping. You swing. What does it feel like swinging this birch bat in anger?
I think it feels so good, and this bat is so light that as I go to swing, I put a little spice on it and do a full 360 rotation and then come up and bang.
Nice.
Ball goes out, you hear the crack,
And the lights hit.
pop the lights.
Lights fall down.
And I just look around.
I'm too focused to be distracted. I take off.
Through the darkness.
Yeah.
And you're having to basically remember the position of these platforms.
Mhm.
And you haven't played on this arena before. So this is you remembering from what you've watched so many professional birchball games. You know this arena like the back of your hand. Leaping, trusting your feet from platform to platform. You can hear the, the confusion and the frustration of the guards on the bases as they try and catch you as you go by, but they can't. You're too fast. It's too dark. Alara, how do you respond to this darkness?
Whoa. Whoa. I go. Hesitantly at first, but I go.
Okay.
I run, jump,
Nice.
grab, dodge.
All right. I think we're probably going to need a prowess roll from you two, Alara.
I assist with my voice.
Yeah.
Kind of just being like,
Yeah.
yeah. Alara, over here.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. So take a point of stress. Okay.
Okay. Oh, this is a 4. Mixed success.
Mixed success. What's the cost to this then?
Feels like injury. So I think, Alara, as you're making your way down the platforms towards home plate, you slip off the edge of one of them and just scrape the entire side of your leg on one of the gears of the mechanisms of the platform, and it leaves you with like just a kind of raw sort of road rash up the side of your left leg.
Oh.
Level 1.
Level 1 harm.
Owie.
Yeah, level 1 harm road rash.
Yeah. But as you're lying there on the floor, you feel a hand reach down and pick you up into an embrace. It's Finn. She's home as well. You're both home. You've got 2 points. The game is won.
Woo! Did we do it?
We did it. We all did it.
The lights come
All
back
of
up.
us.
I didn't do much of it.
What does it look like at the end
What
of the game?
happened to the lights?
What would Thanik have designed for like the celebrations at the end of the game?
It would have been like some just like impressive but kind of alarming fireworks.
How about
Like-
some Chuck E. Cheese type animatronics?
Oh yeah, definitely some animatronics that pop up. They're horrifying. We have like a band of orc pirates playing percussion instruments. We have a bugbear guitarist and a tiefling singer that's just kind of got this like dead stare while singing what I presume is the Glimmer Falls anthem.
And as the lights come back up and the announcer PA system comes back online. And that's all she wrote, folks. Finray Edsley hitting the walk-off home run to end the game. Tangle Teasers take it in the win. They're headed to the championship, folks. We'll see them there next week. Woo.
Coach Vico is so proud.
Yeah.
I think we've all dogpiled.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
You're popping non-alcoholic Glanderil
Oh
champagne.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I bet it'd be kind of fun to try some real stuff sometime.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that.
Hey, what? What are you kids talking about over there? Did I hear some? Not on Coach Rico's watch.
Oh, this is fake stuff. It's okay. You want some? You can have some too. You don't have to have the rest of either.
Laura taught us fuck.
Fuck!
Fucking Charlie.
Fucking Charlie!
I think that's part one.
whatever gets you the W in the competition. Hey, that's all that matters. I'm fucking proud of you kids. Big dog pile hug.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
And I think that's probably our final image for this episode. Cool. Creepy animatronics in the background. Rodrigo and a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Say it again. And thank you all for listening. Our possible audience who may even be out there in their 1s and 3s. Join us again next week to find out what happens to the Tangle Teasers as they probably search for their friend Benny. And finally, thank you very much to Jeff Clemens, our in-house talented composer, for all of the music that you've heard this episode. Good night.
Good night.
Take your comfort, weary traveler, in the shadow of the Seven's wall, where though magic may be gone, the tangle lives on in the echo of the leaf music's call.